You are holding yourself back. The truth is, if you have clicked on this video, you know you have a higher potential to fulfill. Yet at the same time, you cannot fulfill that potential unless you let go of yourself. My purpose, my intention for this video is to explain to you exactly how that works, exactly the type of traps that our ego creates for us unconsciously and that we need to fight through so that we can fulfill our own potential. If this is something that you relate with, stay with me until the end, because I'm sure you'll bring higher awareness to this topic and you'll be able to hold yourself by the hand while you're going through that journey of fulfilling your own potential. And I genuinely believe this is something all of us struggle with, all men, all higher consciousness men. So what is really the problem? Why do we need to let go of ourselves? Why is that important? And what does it really mean? When I say that we need to let go of ourselves, what do I mean by that? Think of it this way. That part of you who knows it has a potential to fulfill is the real self. This is who you are at the core of your being, in your heart. This is who you know you are. Yet, if that's the case, let me ask you the question. Why haven't you fulfilled it already? What stands in the way? It's a curious question, isn't it? And what stands in the way is this ego self, this mind-made fiction, mind-made assumption that there is something wrong within me that I do need to change for me to be worthy to experience my potential. In fact, one of our biggest fears as higher consciousness men, as men who know they can serve this world, is that we are afraid to step into that potential. We are afraid that we are not ready. So the real question here is, who is that one? Who is the one who is not ready? And what does that one believe? How does he live his own life? Well, this is your ego, and this ego has certain attractions and certain aversions. It is attracted to certain ideologies, belief systems, and behaviors, and is trying to escape, run away from other kind of behaviors, belief systems, or ideologies that it assumes are going to take him away from fulfilling that potential. Because at the core of that ego, we are afraid. And that's okay. In fact, this is the path. The path is through acceptance. But let me share with you exactly what I mean, and let me know if you find yourself in what I'm about to share. So the ego is always attracted to fulfilling one's potential through force. Let me do the right things. Let me push myself to work more. Let me push myself to go and train. Let me speak to myself in a way that I need to do this, otherwise, who am I? I'm wasting my time. I'm miserable, right? This is what I mean through force. This is what the ego is attracted to. I want to kill you so that I can be in control. This is the belief system. There is something wrong within you that I need to change so that I can fulfill my potential, right? This is what happens. And what else the ego is attracted to is this constant journey of fixing oneself. At the core of us, at the core of the ego, what it believes, this mind-made fiction, it believes that it's not complete. I am incomplete. There is something wrong within me that I need to change and fix before I feel ready to step into my own potential. And that's why you have to let go. It's the only way, my friend. Don't take yourself so seriously. You're on a life path. You're on this journey. and you're writing the story of your own life. You're directing it, the movie of your life. You're already doing that. If you look at the bigger picture, I'll leave that for a moment. If you look at the bigger picture, your life in the span of, I don't know, 20, 30, 50 years, 100 years, you are already going through that path of fulfilling your own potential. So why take yourself so seriously? Why try to fight with yourself? Does this really help? Because this is what the ego is attracted to again. And now let's look at the other side of the coin. All right? So if you are attracted to, let me force myself into change and let me fix everything that is blocking me from that change, that is stopping me from stepping into my potential. What are the ideologies and behaviors that we're in a way escaping, not willing to look at? And a lot of times we're creating a lot of stress through this attitude of forcing ourselves. I need to be so aware of what I'm doing right and wrong. And this builds up so much stress that I then try to escape from. The ego tries to escape the resistance it has created. So this is why a lot of times it unconsciously creates these coping mechanisms. Maybe through porn addiction, maybe through constant mindless scrolling on your phone. You're finding a way to relax. The resistance you have created through your own forcing attitude. Nothing wrong with force, by the way. Force is great. There is nothing wrong. But if it's coming from self-love, then it's great. If it's coming from self-hatred, which is what happens a lot of the times, then it's destructive. So that's why the ego is trying to escape that. It doesn't want to look at the resistance. If I'm constantly forcing myself to fulfill my own potential because I am afraid that I'm not ready for that, let me escape that resistance, this feeling of I'm not ready. There is something else I must change so that I become ready. Let me escape that feeling. This is what the ego doesn't want to face, right? This is what happens. Let me know if that's the case. Why else would you be addicted to certain destructive behaviors and habits and routines, which happens naturally to everybody? In a way, by making this video, I'm speaking to myself. This is the collective struggles of the higher consciousness man. We're not willing to look at that resistance and just stay with it, which is the real work. And another thing that the ego tries to escape from is responsibility, taking it one step at a time, not taking ourselves so seriously. So if I'm on this life path, this journey that is already unfolding, right? I'm already part of that life. I'm living inside of it. It's already unfolding. There is a theme that is being unfolded in front of me, and I'm playing part of that game of my life. I can only take responsibility one step at a time. But no, this is not what happens. What happens is that I've made this ideal of myself, and this is what happens to everybody, to every man, I believe. I've made this ideal of myself that I need to become. And if I'm not that ideal, I need to fix myself so that I become that ideal. I am not complete right now. I'm not worthy of it. I'm incomplete. So we are not taking that responsibility. We are not being patient and consistent because we believe that there must be one thing. If I change this one thing, everything else will fall into place. But when this was ever the case? It's a curious question again. What if you let go? What if you take it one step at a time? What if you don't take yourself so seriously? What if you let your life, the intelligence of life, guide you through that journey? How could you do that? By taking responsibility of the resistance, the inner resistance you feel to fulfilling your highest potential. At the core of it, this is inside of you. The fight happens inside of you. It's a fight of meaning. You're fighting with your own conception of yourself, your own belief system. Okay, so if that's the case, if this is possible, and I need to let go of myself, you need to let go of yourself. How could one do that? Well, this, my friend, is the possible outlook that resolves these attractions and the aversions of the ego, which a lot of times holds us back. What we are responsible for is to look at our lower self, which we can say this is the inner child. There is an inner child inside of us, within each of us, that doesn't believe it is ready for stepping into its potential. This is natural. It's okay. And we are trying to, through self-hatred, to fix it. But this never works, because this inner child, it's not convinced that it's worthy of fulfilling its potential. So we can assume the role of a higher consciousness man. I am here. I am participating with my life. This is my life. This is the game of my life. I make the rules of that game. I am responsible for communicating with that inner child within that doesn't believe it's ready. This is the real game. So here is another approach, and feel free to take any of it if it resonates. The higher consciousness man within you can talk to the inner child within whenever you have a task that you need to do. Okay? Something that you know deep in your heart will take you closer to fulfilling your potential. Anytime you are about to do that task, and after you have done that task, it becomes your responsibility to talk to yourself in such a way that is self-acknowledging and self-affirmative. Right? So you're using your own intelligence, your own higher intelligence, consciousness, to affirm to the self, the part of you that doesn't believe it's ready, so that you can convince that part of you that you're already on that journey. Your potential is being fulfilled with every single small task that you know is right. This is the work. It's an inner work, not as much as a forceful, based on self-hatred, reactive coping mechanisms of all the behaviors and addictions we have, trying to escape that inner resistance. So what if there was this way? What if you needed to let go of yourself so that you can accept the fulfillment of your potential happening right here in the now? How scary is that, really, to face that resistance? Let me know the answer. It is scary, yet it's the only possible, intelligent, constructive course of action, isn't it? Taking it one step at a time. Being responsible for your consciousness in this present moment while you're on the journey. If this is your responsibility, this inner self-talk, letting yourself know that the potential that you want to fulfill is already being fulfilled with every right action that you make, then forcing yourself becomes natural. It's not about force, it's about accepting that you're already on that path, which is a completely different paradigm to look at this. But let me know if this makes sense. And more importantly, I'm really curious. Let me know, what is it that really stands in the way? What are these habits or addictions that you're trying to fight that in a way seem to be stopping you? I'm really curious and would love to get to know you better. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate you, and I would love to see you around in the channel, because if your purpose is to fulfill your potential and become a man of higher consciousness, I'm on that journey too. And I've challenged myself to share the insights I have on that journey, which I believe might be helpful to some, hopefully. If you want to share that journey with me, subscribe to that channel, and my purpose will be to trick you into living life by your own higher consciousness design. Thank you so much, my friend. I would love to see you around. Bye bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.